See this? I really just want to pull my hair out. I really do. I really just want to pull my hair out now. I have had it with this director. I think he's a very overrated director. I don't know why he still keeps getting jobs. I think this guy should never direct another movie like this again. Especially, once again, and by the way, here we go again, folks. Here we go again with another piece of shit from the overrated studio A24. Say, hey, because you guys know how big of a fan I am of A24. You know that, right? As I've said from time and time again, you know I'm such a big fan of A24. Yeah, this is what I think about A24, you know? This is how much of a fan of A24. Like I said, I've had it with this director, and because it's another film from fucking Ari Aster. That same dumbass who directed those two most overrated so-called horror films I've ever seen in my life. The director of Midsommar, which I hate with a passion, and Hereditary. So he goes over to direct this. Beau Is Afraid. Beau Is Afraid, and sadly it stars Joaquin Phoenix, which I like as an actor. I like Joaquin Phoenix. I loved him in Joker from 2019. I liked him in Signs with Mel Gibson. You know, he was one of the I could say one of the best parts of Gladiator, which I'm not overall a fan of Ridley Scott's Gladiator. But Joaquin Phoenix was not the problem. I think he was given what was given to as the evil emperor. You know, he wasn't that bad at all. You know, and you know, I like Joaquin Phoenix. Here, I think this is probably one of the worst performances he's done. God, man. I don't know why. I don't know what people see in this guy, this director, Ari Aster. I don't know what people see, why they think he's such a great director. I don't know why people think his movies are so great, which I'll never understand. Yeah, people can have their opinions, but I'll never understand it. Hereditary that I hate. The funniest thing in that film was the kid, the son wearing the freaking Burger King crown. That is legitimately the Burger King crown. I swear to God. Toni Collette, she's being her acting was not that problem, but just this so over the top, especially when she's screaming. We see in a lot of thumbnails like, it was laughable. Those screaming face expressions. It was beyond laughable. And again, it's not her fault. She was told that way, but still, when I see that, a lot of thumbnails regarding about her in that film, the screaming face, it was just laughable. I hate Hereditary. You can check my rant on it. Midsommar, I hate it was even worse because, especially with those two films, or with any people who stars in anyone who stars in an A24 horror film, they don't act like human beings at all. As in horror films, they don't act like human beings. Especially Hereditary and let alone Midsommar. They don't act like human beings in those movies. Because Midsommar, oh yeah, a guy who just jumps off a cliff and then get their head smashed by a person wielding a giant hammer. Oh no! Instead of having no comments at all, don't have the common sense to get out of there. Oh, these people are whacked. They're off the deep end. You know, instead of getting the hell out of there, you know, call the authorities, call the police. No, after that for the next 5 freaking minutes, these two guys, these dumbasses, arguing about their fucking thesis. You know, the thesis they're writing about, their essay, whatever. They're arguing about this. Oh, this is my thesis. You can't steal my thesis. Go steal your own thesis. Yeah, after we saw a couple jump off a cliff and an old guy got his face smashed in. Oh no. We're not gonna think nothing. We're just too busy arguing about our goddamn thesis. And the laughable opening with the lead sister committing suicide with a freaking gas hose, water hose, whatever, from carbon monoxide poison to gas. It was laughable. People just don't act like freaking human beings in those movies, or any other A24 based horror film, like It Comes at Night or Tusk. Yeah, that's A24. Yeah, Men. I ranted on X. What else horror? Killing the Sacred Deer, the witch bitch. What? It just makes me with A24. The one thing I appreciate for them is when they don't do horror films. I love Uncut Gems. One thing I said before, I love Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. Gave his best performance he's done over the past 20 years. You know, his most dramatic role. You know, still. I love Everything Everywhere All at Once with Michelle Yeoh. She deserved her Oscar. She did. She did a really great job, you know. And that's the highest grossing film from that studio has ever made, and that's not a horror film. You know? I enjoy The Disaster Artist. You know, when I said before, when they don't do horror films, I like those films, where it's a comedy like The Disaster Artist, or a little bit action drama like Everything Everywhere All at Once, or this is being a serious drama for Adam Sandler, like Uncut Gems. They try to do horror films, Jesus, man, like The Lighthouse. You know, I mentioned that's another one, The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. I like the whole black and white aspect of it, but I still don't get that movie. The Lighthouse, like I said, Killing the Sacred Deer. Like, when they do horror films, like I said, no one acts like a freaking human being in those movies. No common sense at all. No smarts. Especially in Hereditary and Midsommar. Especially this motherfucker directed those two films and directed this film. Or are you being too harsh? I don't care if I'm being too harsh, okay? People can like this guy all they want. You can give him all the praise like, well, you think he's doing a good job, fine, but I don't. Okay? He directed two of the most overrated horror films I've ever seen in my life. Overrated as hell. The only thing I keep on giving credit to this guy, if I probably mentioned before with Hereditary and Midsommar, that he knows how to do some good-looking shots. If one thing I'm being too harsh on the guy, that's one thing I still give credit for. He knows how to direct certain shots, like he did with those two films, and here he's doing with this film. You know, like in certain shots where, you know, like how it transitions from night to daytime or vice versa, right? Okay, those are good looking shots, but that occurs throughout the movie. You know, that's his one trick. You know, basically he's a one trick pony. He knows how to direct good looking shots for his films. That's it. He can't direct his the cast members and their characters act like human beings in films. In his films. This gets a 6.8 on IMDb. It should be lower. In fact, I think it did get lower. I think from back then when it came out, it had like a 7.2 on IMDb, so it got decreased a little bit, but I think it deserves even lower. It has like a 67% Rotten Tomatoes, which much is the lowest compared to the Rotten Tomato ratings the other two films did. But still, they don't deserve any of that. And this film bombs the box office. It deserves so. Cost with $35 million. It only made $11 million. Well, guess what? To me, it deserves so. I think one of the reasons why the film bombed because no one wants to sit through. And I'm not even joking. Okay. I think one of the reasons why the film bombed because no one wants to sit through a fucking 3-hour movie. Yes, this film is 3 hours long. Yes, and that's one thing I'll never get. I can never take back now. I wasted 3 hours of my fucking life of watching this fucking abysmal. Yeah, you get out of here. It is, and you know how fucking pathetic that is. When this film is 3 hours long, this is longer than fucking Avengers Endgame. Yeah, how about that? How about that? You know, this film is much longer than Avengers Endgame, which I rather watch than this, of course. Goddamn son of a bitch. Goddamn freaking plastic. Yeah, it is sad, you know, how this film like this can be longer than freaking Avengers Endgame. Which I rather watch than that, yes, of course. I'm not a fan of Avengers Endgame. People get pissed at me though, but still, at least I can watch like for some of the good positive things they say about the film, like with Chris Evans as Captain America, when he wields Thor's hammer, fighting against Thanos, or when the whole gang of superheroes there, when he says Avengers assembled, everyone's charging with Alan Silvestri's music, playing. I can at least watch it for that part. Calm down. Calm down. Now that I'm calm now, since I got all the rage out I have right now, if you like this film, fine. I will not understand it, or whether you think about this film is good, or about the director. I will never understand it, but it's in your opinion. I'm not here to change your mind. You can like whatever you want. If you think this director is good, good on ya. I'm not here to change your opinions. I'm here to speak from my own opinion. And in my opinion, this is once again is another overrated film from this director. I think this guy is a hack of a director that is basically a one-trick pony. He's good as doing good-looking shots, and that's it. And yet, maybe if you think I'm being negative again, there's some nice shots, but there's some a little bit good visuals to it as well. Especially when it comes to like this scene right here, where he thinks he's in a play. You get some visual shots of like how the background of the play looks, like looking like cardboard and all that stuff. Or when this scene where he's being chased by a wolf, it looks like it's like made of watercolors. Okay, you get some good visual styles for that. Okay, I'll give you credit to that. If you think I'm not being fair on it, so I'm being fair on some good looking shots, like from transition from night and day or day and night, or some of the visual shots of like how when he's imagined himself in that play. So you think, guys, I'm not being fair on that. I gave you some pauses right there, but that's where it ends. So Joaquin Phoenix, he plays a guy named Beau. And by the way, this if you think this is it's supposed to be it's called a tragicomedy. It's supposed to be like a tragic / comedy, right? Horror. If this is supposed to be comedy, it failed as a comedy. To me, I didn't think nothing was funny at all in this movie. I found nothing funny at all in this movie at all. So it fails as a comedy. It was supposed to be a horror, it fails as a horror as well. So, and plus, Joaquin Phoenix, he plays a guy named Beau, who's basically, he's afraid of anything and everything. And the thing is, that's the whole thing with Joaquin Phoenix. He whines and he cries, basically throughout the whole entire movie. So yeah, so basically we're seeing Joaquin Phoenix whine and cry for 3 hours. And that's the thing. That's I can never get that 3 hours back now because I had to watch this goddamn overrated piece of garbage. 3 hours. This is about as long as it's longer than Avengers Endgame. It's about pretty much the same length as the Green Mile, which I like the Green Mile, but I don't think it didn't need to be 3 hours long. But I can still say the Green Mile is miles better than this, especially when with a much more capable cast, like with Tom Hanks, Michael Clark Duncan, may rest in peace, David Morse, Barry Pepper, Jeffrey DeMunn, Sam Rockwell, Michael Jeter, even Bonnie Hunt, James Cromwell, Gary Sinise in a little role. But I didn't think that film did not need to be 3 hours long, though. I think some parts could have been cut short, but that was a 3 hour film. This is pretty much the same length as the Green Mile. So, as I was saying, we did not need to see basically Joaquin Phoenix whine and cry for 3 hours of this movie. And the first shot we see of him is just before he was being born. Basically, he's in his mother's womb, basically. At first, when I saw him, I'm like, what the hell? Left me a little confused, but okay, he's in his mother's womb. Just before he's about to be born. So, then Beau, like I said, he's afraid of anything and everything. And he has a lot of mommy issues. Definitely a lot of mommy issues in this film. And it makes me confused, but it leaves me thinking about this whole entire film. That he sees all these hallucinations. Do you think this film? Am I supposed to believe this whole entire film is this whole film he's having that we're in? Is he having a hallucination? Is all this we're watching? Is all this a hallucination, or is it not? You know. Watching 3 hours of this film makes me hard to believe. So, and then other things, like when he's in his apartment, like especially, by the way, the town he lives in, it's made up, so we don't know what town it is. And we see someone keeps putting like notes underneath his door, telling him to turn off the music. But obviously he has no music playing. We don't know who that person is. We don't know who's doing that. We don't know. And then like when he's out, he's using his credit cards. They keep on declining. But why is his credit cards keep on getting declined? I have no idea. And also, since he's always so paranoid, he's looking. He sees some homeless people walking in, and that's the thing. People say you're not supposed to get it at all. This is basically what this character is the whole time. He's a chicken shit, paranoid, paranoid, delusional, chicken shit, whatever. That's the whole point of the movie. That's what I was supposed to say about this character. Well, guess what? The thing is, though, and if he's supposed to, he's supposed to have this arc, right? Maybe you think he'll finally get over this stuff, though, but no. He never does, and he doesn't get over this arc he has is pointless because he doesn't get over anything. So, and plus we already know what he is anyway from the first 10 minutes of this movie. All that did not need to be made into a 3-hour movie. So then he gets to his apartment. There's a bunch of homeless people in his apartment, only his. And there's also a little before that, he was chased by a tattoo guy with a nose ring on his nose, and then he later finds that guy dead at his door. Why doesn't this guy call the cops regarding that dead guy or all the homeless people in his apartment? Why does he call the cops? Or another random WTF moment where he's taking a bath and then he looks up. All of a sudden, there's this one guy on his ceiling, like he's like he's holding himself against the holding himself, like how a ninja or whatever would hold themselves up there, right? This guy, I guess, is one of the homeless guys from before. Why he decided to stay in his bathroom, I have no idea. But why is he up there holding himself up and he's crying? The guy is crying. Why is this? they're trying to do all these weird things just for the sake of being weird, and that's supposed to be like the point of this whole movie. They're like, this whole movie is weird, just for being weird. So, yeah, why? And then he freaks out. He runs out into the street naked, butt naked. And he gets hit by a bus. And next thing you know, he wakes up in bed and he's with Nathan Lane. Yeah, Nathan Lane, Timon from The Lion King, or from The Birdcage, or Mouse Hunt. Yeah, Nathan Lane. Which I have him right here. He's right there. You know, it sucks. It sucks to see Nathan Lane in this. You know, because I like Nathan Lane too. He was funny in The Birdcage. He was funny in Mouse Hunt. I always enjoyed his voice as Timon. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. It means no. Like, you know what? I wish I could use some Hakuna Matata right now. You know, just to forget your worries, basically. But I like to forget. I want to forget my worries about this movie. I could use a little Hakuna Matata right now. Forget my worries about this movie. So Nathan Lane and his wife, they're looking after him. He's asking if he can go, and they're telling him, no, we'll do it tomorrow, basically. And I don't know why, because this whole journey for Beau, because supposedly his mother died, which I'll get to, but he's supposed to go on his way to go to her funeral. So that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to go from point A to point B to his mother's funeral, right? And apparently his mom, who supposedly died but is alive, which I'll get to, like I said, apparently she hired Nathan Lane and his wife to do this. Because they're acting. Why? I have no idea. I mean, I just don't know. And so then Nathan Lane, they had a son who died, and also there's this guy, I think it was a friend of theirs named G. I think the guy's name is G. I think so. I could be wrong. Fact. Oh, here it is, huh? Yeah, I was right. Jeeves. I thought I was mentioning. I thought I was thinking of another name, but yeah. But they have a guy named Jeeves there, and they also have a daughter too, which this daughter is a psychopath, same like the mom. I'm like, one instance where the daughter is showing Joaquin Phoenix around, and she wants him to smoke this, right? And he doesn't know what it is, and the girl says, if you don't take this, I'm gonna falsely accuse you of stuff. I'm like, so she's a bitch, but I wouldn't take that either. I wouldn't accept that. Who knows what that stuff is laced in? You know, it could be laced with poison for all we know. You know, laced with poison or crystal meth or whatever. I would not smoke that crap, because I don't know what's in it. And then she goes later when he goes to her brother's room, right? And she says, oh, she wants him to drink paint. I'm like, what is this girl thinking? If you drink paint, of course you'll die. But then she goes, because since she's an idiot, she goes and drinks the paint herself, and she dies from it because she's an idiot. But yeah, she was going to wrongfully accuse of Beau of stuff for not either smoking whatever it is, like a joint, or drinking paint, and she does it herself and she dies. But thank God, because she's an idiot. And then he freaks out. He goes and runs into the woods, and then comes across these theater actors. And this is where a good portion of this movie, where imagine himself, he's in this play, like I said, visually good, some nice visuals of the background of the play, or when she's being chased by this wolf that's like, it looks like it's in watercolors. Okay, so you get some nice visual looks to that one scene. Like, although I kind of felt this whole play thing felt like it went on for about an hour. Well, maybe not an hour, but okay, 30 minutes at most. I think they could have cut a lot of this movie out of good chunks of portions of this movie out of it. Could have been, and would have been maybe at least 2.5 hours, but maybe two. I would cut this down to a 2-hour movie. It didn't need to be 3 hours long. So I would just take out an hour of stuff. And then he gets asked by these kids, saying, "Hey, have you ever had?" Supposedly his children in the play, they're his children, right? And even if they say, "If you ever had sex with a woman, then how are we born?" And then he snaps out of it. And then there was this guy. Oh, I forgot to mention, there was a at the beginning of this movie, when he was outside of his apartment, there was a UPS driver, right? And it's played by Bill Hader, if anyone cares. There's a UPS driver there, and it's played by Bill Hader. Yeah, Bill Hader, he later started as an older Richie from the It shit remake, Chapter 2. He's been in other comics too, Bill Hader. But he only had a cameo role as the UPS truck driver. So, as I was saying, there's a guy who mentions about his father, but it goes nowhere. I mean, we never see this guy ever again. He just mentions about his father, and it just leads to nowhere. So he thinks he misses mom's funeral. And then eventually, one thing leads to another. He meets up with this girl he met with a long time ago, right? And they finally have sex. And then she goes and dies in the middle of it. She dies in the middle of it. I'm like, all this, like I said, all this is supposed to be stuff for weird for the sake of being weird. You're not supposed to take this seriously. You're not supposed to look too deep into this movie. We're just supposed to watch this crazy stuff happening just because. And so then they leave, and finally his mom is alive, and she, throughout the movie, well, because even the beginning of the movie went about the, in regards of the, it was regards about the people, or whatever, the homeless people, or whatever, because earlier he was on the phone with her, and she goes and scolds at him for that, and here when she finds his life, she goes and yells at him some more. I'm like, fuck you, mother. And then he starts to choke her, which I don't blame him, because she is a bitch, because all she does is yell at him. And then he goes to the attic, and he finds he has a twin brother. And this is after I saw this, I really, so this literally made me do this. After what I saw from this scene here, I literally had to do this. I'm like, this is why I want to just throw my hands up, put my hands in my face, saying, "Fuck you, Ari Aster, in your movies. Fuck this movie particularly, This scene, okay, when he goes there, he finds the twin brother, and apparently his father is, we see are you ready for this? People have not seen this film. A giant penis. I'm not making this shit up. I'm saying this with a straight face. A giant penis in bad CGI. A bad CGI of a giant penis, supposedly his father. You know what? I'm really on the verge. I'm on the verge. I want to throw something right now. I really do. I literally want to throw something right now. After what I saw that, because this guy wrote and directed this film. Not only directed because he wrote the film, so he had to write this in his script about seeing a giant penis. This is what I think of you, Ari Aster. Why don't you go suck on one and die from it then? No, I don't. No, I don't mean no ill will towards anybody. I'm just saying this out of frustration, out of anger. Okay. I don't wish death upon anybody. Okay. I don't wish death upon anybody. I'm just saying this out of anger and frustration, because how can you not unseen that? Okay. I don't know how anybody can praise this director. I don't know. I cannot know. I don't know why. But it just makes me want to just go. This is why I always feel like, I think about this director, you know. So I don't want to see no more films with this guy. I don't want this guy directing any more films after this. But anyway, then Jeeves comes in. He stabs it. And then now he goes on a boat to go to this cave. He goes to this cave and thinks he's feeling safe because it's supposed to be a regards because pretty much the safest thing in his life was before being born, when he was inside his mother's womb. Basically, that was like the safest thing ever for him, and everyone told him how much he's a chicken shit or whatever. You know what? That's pretty much that was the safest thing in his life was before being born. And being in this cave is dark, because it's dark, wet, and all that stuff, like being inside the womb, okay? So then he goes and there's this doctor, I think it's played by Richard Kind, which I've heard that guy's name before, though, but I just don't remember what he was in. And so, and then the girl, what was it, Mona, the character, I think it was, Mona. You know, basically they're telling the same thing that we've heard from the beginning. You know, oh, you're afraid of everything, you're a chicken shit, yada yada yada. It's biggest tells us that we already knew from the freaking beginning. So then he goes on the back of the boat explodes, and he dies in the water. Just like, it's supposed to be ironic because that's how he looked like, probably seeing himself how he was before he was born inside his mother's womb. That's how it was supposed to be, like, reminiscing, like, right? So, and that's pretty much about it. I just don't get the praise for this film, or let alone the praise for this film, or for this director at all. I don't get it at all. 3 freaking hours of this film. Like I said, it's sad how this film ended up being longer than Avengers Endgame, you know? A big spectacle like that film. This is much longer than that film. That's fucking pathetic. So much stupid things. This film failed as a comedy, let alone a horror film. Joaquin Phoenix, most of the whole entire movie was a 3-hour film of seeing Joaquin Phoenix whine and cry. That's basically it. And I say this is probably one of the worst performances I've seen from Joaquin Phoenix, and that's sad to say. Well, no one's perfect, you know. Someone gives a bad performance once in a while. So, again, there's some nice shots of going from night and day, or like I said, from the background shots of the play. But yeah, and Nathan Lane wasted in this. Sad to say. Like I said, it did not need to be 3 fucking hours long. I would shave off an hour of it. It would still be too long anyway, with even being 2 hours. Yeah, he's Joaquin Phoenix is Beau. He's a chicken shit. That's supposed to be the point of the movie. Well, I'm calling it as I see it, even though, because he never even gets, he doesn't even get over that arc, you know? Conquer that arc. So, and the stupid thing is, why doesn't he just color cost when all the homeless people are in his apartment, only his place, or when that dead tattoo guy at his door? Or why was it just for the sake of being weird? Why is this homeless guy holding himself up against his ceiling above his bathtub, crying? Like it's supposed to be just for the sake of weird. Not supposed to look too in deep on this stuff. The daughter of Nathan Lane, crazy bitch, telling him to smoke this, but we don't know what's in it. Let alone, hey, you drink this paint. But she does it herself, and she dies from it. Good, because she's an idiot. The mom is a bitch too. All she does is yell at him, which was supposed to make us feel sympathy for Joaquin Phoenix. No, not really. Not for me. But anyway, he starts choking her. I'm like, good, please choke her some more. And why would the mother hire Nathan Lane, his wife, to act in for them? I have no idea why. Just seeing the giant fucking penis. I mean, just like when I saw that, I was like this the whole entire time. I was supposed to take this freaking seriously, especially it's in bad CGI. It just reminds me that it was evil. Yeah, it just reminds me of that stupid line from that movie Zardos with Sean Connery. The penis is evil. I swear. I wonder if Ari Aster decided to do with this giant penis because that line from Zardos. The gun is good. The penis is evil. Jesus Christ almighty. He had to. I mean, why would he put that in there? Just for being weird and stupid? I don't know. But they had bad CGI. Goddamn. And this is kind of reminiscing of, the whole... Oh, because when he died, when he went to this cave, it went dead because it was supposed to be kind of like his mother being inside his mother's womb. That's only the safest place it was before he was born. And he dies in the water, because, hey, when you're in the womb, it's wet inside, right? Can be kind of making it ironic about him on that, and he's a chicken shit, he's afraid of everything and anything. Like I said, though, what's supposed to put? He's supposed to be afraid. Yeah, well, I got something for Beau to be afraid of is this. Or this. Not Joaquin Phoenix, the character of Beau. I got something for you to be afraid of is basically my fist against your teeth. I hate this film. Originally back then when I first saw it, I thought this was supposed to be the worst film that came out this year. But that'll change when I saw The Flash and Indiana Jones 5. Those easily took the top two from this movie. But this is still my top. This will be still in my top 5. I mean, listen, but because The Flash and Indiana Jones 5, they pissed me off more. They pissed me off more. I mean, Renfield that I liked, other than Awkwafina, who was really hurting the film for me, but I liked Renfield. I mean, I got more laughs out of Nicolas Cage from Dracula. At least Dracula, he was having fun, being over the top as Dracula. He was having fun, And Renfield has some good practical gore effects, and lots of that was unexpected. I mean, I'd rather watch... That film flopped, though, sadly, but I'd rather watch Renfield over Beau Is Afraid. And that film... And Renfield was half the time of this movie was. This is 3 hours long. Renfield was just... Without in credits, is under an hour and a half. Which, where is it? Oh, yeah, right here. I still have it right here. Yeah. This was... I don't know what. $2 bill, yeah. This was just barely half the time of what that film was. Yeah, I can say Renfield is much better than Beau Is Afraid. Like I said, and also like Nicholas Hoult, I thought he did pretty decent in this film. Like I said, Nicolas Cage, he was just being so over the top fun. I like the visual look at it in black and white, and the action too. I just got a little more fun. Other than Awkwafina, which I don't like. Shit. I don't like as an actress, but Other than her role in that film, I still like Renfield quite a bit. She was the only thing that kept me from loving the movie, from just overall liking the movie. But I still had some fun stuff with Nicolas Cage and the action, like in the vein of John Wick style action, you know. And that was a much shorter movie too. So yeah, all that stuff I said, all the stupid things, all this, the waste of the Joaquin Phoenix is probably his worst role, waste of Nathan Lane. Did not need to be 3 hours long, stupid, just for weird things, just for being weird. Stuff that doesn't make any sense. Seeing a giant goddamn penis, bad CGI, that just pissed me off more. But like I said, The Flash pissed me off more. Indiana Jones 5 pissed me off more. But this is easily my top 5, you know. Easily my top 5. So, what that is said, like I said, if you like this film, it's fine. I don't get it. What you think about the same thing about this film or the director? I don't want this director making any more movies after this. I don't want to see him make no more movies. This guy should stop with directing and just as a crew member, do more. Focus on more of your nice looking shots that you do for your films. Don't direct, or let alone don't write anymore, because Hereditary sucked. Midsommar sucked even more, and this film sucked too, big time. So yeah, that's my review of Beau Is Afraid. Yeah, Beau, be afraid of this. This is what I think about Beau, the character of Beau, and the movie. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more for Halloween month, and we'll see you next time. Later.